You know who's got the hardest job tonight? Javier Bardem and his wife are both nominated. Now, if she loses, he can't win. He is praying that Will Smith wins. Like, please, Lord. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay. That was the greatest night in the history of television. Okay.
We're back for the very unprofessional.
You asked me if I was ready, and I said yes.
Yeah.
We're back. Oh, Alex, how are you doing?
I have concerns, for the last few episodes, the entire Bad Boys series, essentially.
Uh-huh.
We've been making, jokes at the expense of the Rizzler and the Costco guys and Chapel Roan
Hawk
and
Tuah.
all these very timely people.
Yeah.
And I just have this sinking feeling in my gut that by the time those episodes come out, all those people will be horrifically irrelevant and possibly dead.
Yeah, taken to the prison camps. It's possible.
Yeah. And we just made ourselves seem like incredibly out of step.
Well,
so we have to
I think we are we not?
We have to kind of make references and kind of predict, at this point being so far ahead. They either have to be timeless or we kind of have to call what's going to be popular ahead of time.
I know, but I like the current affairs section of the show.
Yeah, me too. It's a problem.
It's good to get ahead. People are just going to have to fucking deal with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, here's a prediction. I guested on episode, I think, 6 of Talk Tuah.
Nice.
The Hawk Tuah Girls
Yes.
podcast. Hawk Tuah. We're
Haley
on the first
Welch.
name. Yeah, Hallie
Welch.
Welch. Her
Yeah.
name is Halil.
Her name is
Welch.
Halil.
Halil. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Not a lot of people know she's Lebanese.
Yeah, she's Lebanese. Yeah.
Cool. What was that like?
Oh, dreadfully boring.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, I was trying to talk to her about all my favorite subjects, like which political leader are we going to assassinate?
Yeah.
What's your favorite Mike Lee movie? She hasn't. You know what she said? She said topsy-turvy, which is perfectly fine. I just haven't seen it. So actually, she sort of knows more about it than I do.
She's a bigger Mike Lee head than you are.
I don't know. I felt a little. Yeah, I don't know. She's a bigger blowjob giver than I am. She's a bigger Mike Lee fan.
Up for debate.
I don't know. I just felt emasculated.
I guested on that Makeshift podcast with those two idiot men who do blind tier lists, and they're like, rank these fruits, and they'll be like tomatoes, and he's like, oh, I've never tried a tomato in my life, just like the most ignorant, stupid guys who for some reason act like they have authority on anything, but they shouldn't. But they gave me the idea. They told me personally,
Oh yeah.
Alex, you should do a blind tier list for Ben.
Oh.
So I'm going to do a blind Paul Schrader tier list for you.
Oh.
So I'm going to name a movie, and you have to rank it from 5 to 1.
But we've already done, haven't we already done?
No, but you don't know what's going to come next, right? So it's only going to to be 5 movies. So I'm going to
is this the thing that people do on TikTok? Where
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
like,
exactly.
This or
Yeah,
this,
we're gonna
this
go
or this.
viral.
Yeah, Rihanna or whoever.
Sort of, but how it's going to work is I'm going to name a Paul Schrader movie,
Right.
and you got to rank it without knowing what I'm going to name next.
All right, whatever. Give it to me. Yeah, saki it to me. As they say.
We're about to go viral.
All right. Okay. Great. yeah. I mean, Paul Schrader. People are talking about him. Oh, Canada, huge hit. Everyone loves it.
Yeah.
They're calling it the crossover success event of his entire career.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Wait, and what do I have to do?
Rank it 5 to 1, with 1 being best, 5 being the worst.
Oh, okay. Hardcore. Hardcore 3.
Okay. Light sleeper.
4. Wait. Sorry. Wait. 1 is the best.
Yes.
2.
2. Okay. Mishima, A
1.
Life in 4 Chapters. Okay. First Reformed.
Ah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Now you got to live with your choices. It's either 4 or 5.
Wow. Wow. 4. Fuck. Like, what's the point of this?
Autofocus.
5. Fine. Okay. Wait. What's the point?
It was fun. Now we're viral. Nico, clip it.
Do the other one where it's this or that. You know, like with Scorsese or somebody.
Don't I have to get like a filter or something? And
Yeah, you don't have to film me doing it.
Okay. Oh, this is a lot of pressure.
Do it with someone we haven't talked. Do it with Spielberg or somebody.
Okay, you want me to give you this or that with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah,
movies?
sure. And then I have to make some tough decisions.
Okay.
Just someone who's got a lot of movies and I've seen most of them.
Okay, I'm gonna do it with the films of, in that case, Zalman King.
What?
Okay, no, hold on. I'm pulling up Steven Spielberg's
Yeah.
filmography.
Oh man, I can taste all the hits.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you some really tough calls though. It's not
Do
gonna
it.
be like E.T. and Warhorse. Okay?
Yeah, well, I haven't seen Warhorse. Warhorse might be better than E.T.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Chances are.
What do I know?
God, he's got the longest Wikipedia page. I don't know why I chose Wikipedia to do this.
Well, while you're doing that, let me tell you, but Benny Hospitality, you know, it was a rough week, but listen, I had a nice training at a certain fancy hotel downtown today. And, you know, it was kind of boring, but I was somewhat engaged. And the trainer, the first few things, the trainer kept saying, what? And doing that raise the roof thing with her hands. And I was like, this is going to be a long day.
Is that real?
Yeah. What? Like, you know, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be really long. But, you know, it ended up being okay. And I did a little thing where I pampered myself. I stayed at that hotel the night before using my employee discount. And let me tell you, I had a fancy ass night.
Yeah,
I
you
had a little fancy night.
Madeline at the Plaza night.
I did. Eloise at the Plaza.
Whatever.
Emily in Paris. Yeah.
Madeline was just
Madeline's
a little girl.
French orphan or whatever. I don't know. Is she an orphan? She's in the
She's in the nunnery. Yeah.
She's in the nunnery. I did some sinful things in that room. It was nice. I swam. I went to the sauna, had a schwitz. I wouldn't probably do it again unless I was with somebody else. Because at some point I was like, I'm very lonely.
Did you get room service?
No,
Oh.
I brought food in from outside the hotel.
Okay.
If I got room service, it just would have felt like I'm at work.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair
I don't
enough.
know.
Okay.
Anyway, it was nice. I like to be pampered. You know,
Who doesn't?
like to be tucked in.
You ready for this or that with Steven Spielberg?
Yeah.
All right, here
Throw
we go.
it on me. This is
Two
gonna be so viral.
Viral segments in one episode.
Yeah, this is huge.
All right.
Clip it.
Jurassic Park or Schindler's List?
They made in the same year, right? Right, one after
93.
the other. Not in the same, not exactly, but okay. Oh, geez, Schindler's List is one I have not seen since I was in high school, so I haven't revisited it as an adult. So my cynical assumption about it is going to lead me to say Jurassic Park, which seems silly, but I think Jurassic Park. Okay.
Jaws or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
No, that's not how it happens. That's not, it carries on, you know? You see what I
Okay.
mean? So now it's Jurassic Park or what?
Okay, Jurassic Park.
Haven't
or,
you ever seen these videos?
Jurassic Park or Jaws?
Jaws.
Okay, Jaws or Raiders of the Lost Ark?
That is tough. Because honestly, these two are vying for like the number one spot, other than possibly a third one I won't mention.
Yeah. Ben is playing chess with himself in his own mind.
Jaws.
Wow.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Jaws or AI, artificial intelligence? You know it in your heart to be true.
listen, it's got to be Jaws, but I love AI.
Wow. I would have just gone with AI.
No, it's got to be
Yeah.
Jaws. Jaws.
AI or...
No.
My bad. Jaws or Munich?
Jaws. I like all these movies though.
Jaws or Close Encounters of the Third Kind?
Jaws.
Wow, okay. That was pretty... You are Jaws, boy!
No, keep going.
Oh,
Go for a little bit longer.
I don't want to. I think it's going to be Jaws.
You don't think this is super exciting to listen to?
Jaws or The Fabelmans?
Jaws. Think about it. Let me give you a hint. There's one other movie that I might swap with Jaws.
Jaws or Minority Report?
No, not Minority Report. I do like that.
I would probably swap it with Minority Report. Oh, I know. Jaws or Empire of the Sun?
Jaws.
What? I don't know what
do
it
you
could
what are you
fucking
thinking?
be.
Come on, think about it.
Duel? Jaws
No.
or Duel?
No, what's the other like
Did I already say E.T.?
No, you didn't.
Oh,
Jaws or E.T.
Jaws or E.T.
See, now that's tough, right? Because like
E.T. is just worse AI.
E.T. is not worse AI.
Yeah.
Have you seen E.T. as an adult?
No.
It's a crime.
It's worse E.T.
It's a crime on
worse
your
AI.
heart.
It's even a worse acronym.
It is. That's true. It is a worse acronym, but it is an evil movie. Oh, I mean, I don't know. It's still probably Jaws, but E.T. is like so. Ah, fuck. E.T., Jaws, Raiders. Those I think are the three.
You are Jaws, boy.
You know, but then under E.T., Jaws, Raiders.
Okay, this isn't how the fucking meme goes. You can't. They're supposed to be quick, bite-sized, like addictive clips. Like now you're like breaking.
But under that, you got AI, Minority Report. You know, the 2000s run.
It ends with me going, "You are Jaws, boy."
All right, I'm Jaws boy. Let's do the weekly movie round.
We should do that every week. We should do a blind tier list or something every week.
Yeah, do it. Yeah,
Okay,
we're going to go viral. Yeah, do it. You have to do it to me, though. I will never do
Oh.
it to you. No, I'll do it to you. All right, I'll do it to you right now. Bergman. Okay, ready? Okay. Wait, which ones have you seen? How many have you seen?
The Seventh Seal.
Okay.
The Silence of God movies, Winter Light.
Oh, okay.
Through
I haven't
Glass
seen those.
Darkly.
Interesting. That'd be a
The
good franchise.
Silence. Sure.
Something to think about.
Virgin Spring, Persona.
All right. Maybe another time.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Either Through a Glass Darkly or The Seventh Seal.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. See any movies? It's been a while since we recorded.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you got?
Honestly, not
Lay
that
it on
many.
me.
I've been living life. I've been, trying to get out there and not watch movies. But I have
That's good,
watched
man.
some movies.
Good for you, man.
Off your reco, I watched The Black Tower.
Yeah.
It's great. So cool. It's literally like a short story, but enhanced through the visuals. It's just they work together so well, both the story that he's recounting and how he shot it too, like knowing its production. It's just so effective.
Yeah, totally. And it's cool to see, like, it's all about the sound and the image and how they can go together to create something completely unexpected and different than either one of each, right? And he does something similar with Being John Smith, where there's his voiceover, but there's also subtitle, like text of like even deeper inner thoughts of his own.
Oh,
right?
That's fun.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad you watched that.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's on YouTube. It's a great little watch, and it just feels very singular. It's like one of those shorts you would see just aired on TV from like the National Film Board of Canada when we were kids, that just feels like completely just, it's like an out of time and out of space work of art that just stands on its own, like The Black Tower.
Yeah, totally. It is
Really cool vibe.
Pure cinema.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah. Something that could only be done in cinema.
I wanted to do ketamine, but I didn't have any ketamine. So I settled for Ben's alternative to ketamine, watching Lucio Fulci movie, and I watched Don't Torture a Duckling finally.
Oh, yeah, good one.
Yeah, like it's on the Criterion Channel as part of their Giallo collection.
Giallo.
Giallo. And it's really, it's a bit of a trip. Like it's split up into these parts, and it probably like doesn't even really need to be. And
still one of his classier affairs.
Sure, yeah. And like I couldn't help but keep like thinking of like To Kill a Mockingbird while I was watching it, but like if it was just like a lurid, sexy, slimy Italian jolly film, and just like so many paisanos. It was like it was a lot of fun for a movie about children being murdered.
Yeah,
it was still pretty fun. I watched a making of documentary about The Sopranos called Wise Guy, David Chase and The Sopranos.
Interesting. Yeah, what's that all about?
It was on HBO, and I just tuned in one night, and it is like a pretty in-depth oral history telling of David Chase's efforts to make The Sopranos, and then the early days as it grew in popularity. And your enjoyment of it correlates directly with how much you like The Sopranos.
Right.
If you love The Sopranos, it's pretty much essential viewing. If you're lukewarm on The Sopranos, it's still a fun making of watch.
I could see watching that sometime, yeah.
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 And he's such a character, David Chase. He really is like I was going to therapy, so I thought, what if your mobster was going to therapy? He's just like kind of a gruff New Yorker guy himself. And then I kept up the gruff New Yorker guy train, and I watched My Cousin Vinny on the Criterion Channel.
Nice. Very, very fun.
I'd never seen it before. It's totally fun.
Yeah.
Ralph Macchio is so cute.
Oh, yeah.
Marissa Tomei is just iconic in it. And then
Academy Award winner.
Yeah, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was it was a comedy, and it was actually quite funny. There were funny jokes in it.
Yeah, it's super funny. It's really good.
Loved seeing Fred Gwynne as the judge, because he's sometimes Lewis, dead is better from Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, Mr.
Herman Munster.
The Herman Munster, yeah.
Yeah. Always fun to see him. It falls in a category of movies I call food movies, where the scenes where they're eating food,
manja.
Fuck, it makes you want to eat that. There's a scene where they're in a diner and the cook just puts some lard on the griddle, and it's just oh fuck, I want that. I just want that lard. But I'd never seen it before. Glad I finally did. Oh, and then it was The Guess We Do's, the movie we saw at TIFF.
Yeah, yes.
And then a movie I can't quite talk about yet, because we might be talking about it on the pod.
Whoa. Yeah. All right. Sounds good to me. Don't spoil that.
What have you been watching?
Well,
in between TIFF movies,
I watched some junk. I watched Mile 22, the Mark Wahlberg movie.
What?
Don't watch that. It's just junk.
I've never even heard of it.
Peter Berg directed junk. I always find his junk to be kind of fascinating. It's really awful. terrible filmmaking. Unhinged, the Russell Crowe movie where he's unhinged, where he's a big fat guy and he's just ramming people with his car. Jesus. Honestly, that's pretty fun. That was like a pandemic movie.
Okay.
You know what? I can imagine seeing that during the pandemic and being 10 stars. I watched another Gialli, The Girl Who Knew Too Much, a early Bava movie, and I thought it was pretty good.
These
it's in black
Giallis
and white.
are fun.
Oh yeah, they're almost always fun. Even the bad ones are there's good mood. They're fun. Between the Temples, new release.
I want to see that.
Jason Schwartzman, Carol Kane, very funny. Yeah, I saw that with Nico and Yuki and Bahar, and it was a good time. We all had a good laugh. Yeah, you should see it. I don't know if it's still, I think it's out of theaters by this point, but it's definitely worth catching up with. It's really funny. It's zany, but it's also very cringy and painful. And I think it's the kind of comedy that you like. Well,
cool.
I know it is. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And then all this other stuff I talked about, before TIFF, the day before couple days before I started going, I knew I was going to see the Mike Leigh movie, and I knew I was going to see the Miguel Gomes movie. So I watched Life is Sweet, which is one of Mike Leigh's, more well-regarded earlier movies. And I know friend of the pod, past and future guest Jordan, would often call it his favorite movie.
Wow.
And you can, I can see why. It's great. It's absolutely representative of what makes Mike Leigh movies so special. I think in particular in this one there's some similarities actually to Hard Truths, which I talked about in the TIFF episode, including this including a husband having a workplace accident, but also maybe more importantly a sort of climactic dramatic crux, which is this you all hate me. No, we don't hate you. We love you. And how do you not understand that? And so I'm glad I watched it before that, because even though Hard Truths is maybe more of this inverse happy-go-lucky, or something, a character study that's actually scarily close to somebody like David Thewlis' character in Naked, there's this big element of Life is Sweet that I'm really happy that I had that kind of informed before I had seen it. It also, the relationship between that daughter in Life is Sweet and the mother, like, you know, it kind of made me think about my own mom's relationship maybe with her mom, my grandma, and you know, I don't know. This is the power of movies. You know, it makes you think about connections in your own life in ways you maybe hadn't thought of before, and you know, it makes you sad, makes you feel good. You cry, you laugh, you move on, you die. You know, and that's the cinema.
Your body is eaten by wolves or shrimp, or it depends where you're.
Your body's eaten by
your
your body is eaten by shrimp. No matter where you die, your body's eventually eaten by shrimp, and then, you know, the shrimp are eaten by a fat guy who orders a shrimp cocktail on a cruise.
Yeah, and
the life cycle goes on.
Circle.
And similarly, Taboo, which is that Miguel Gomez movie from 2011, 2012, which I had watched Murnau and Flaherty's Taboo earlier this year, and this obviously is in conversation with that movie, but very much its own sort of, well, it just feels like kind of singular sort of movie. That Grand Tour is actually definitely a sort of extension of some of those ideas, you know, these ideas of like the aesthetics of colonialism and the, you know, the kind of evil behind that, and yeah, very, very good movie, like kind of a modern classic. It's on that They Shoot Pictures list, one of the kind of later movies to be on, like, or more recent movies to be on there, and you can see why it feels like very influential. It's also a movie, you know, I remember playing at the screening room, but I don't think I would have got a lot out of it necessarily if I had seen it in college. So maybe it was better to wait till now. I'm not saying I fully get a lot out of it now. I just think it, you know, feel like a little bit more, a little wiser maybe.
We're a bit older.
Yeah,
we're a bit more
older.
receptive.
Yeah. Anyway, very good. Both of those very good. All these movies at TIFF, blah, blah, blah. The Whole Town's Talking, John Ford movie with not one but two Edward G. Robinsons. Rebel Ridge I saw.
Oh, yeah.
I actually didn't like it very much. I was kind of disappointed by it.
Yeah.
I just thought it would be a little bit more kind of like a bit more of a grab you by the throat, kind of rough around the edges genre movie. And it's actually very densely plotted, like, you know, 2 hours and change movie.
Oh, interesting.
That I don't know. Like, there's all this discourse now. It's like, oh, it's like because the main guy in it, right? He doesn't kill any of the cops. All like non-lethal takedowns and whatever, you know, like non-lethal, like kind of like Rambo and First Blood. It's very much a First Blood style movie, right?
Right.
And is that it? And then one of the cops is like somewhat sympathetic, so it's propaganda, you know?
Right.
It's I'm not saying it's propaganda. It spends a lot of the movie telling you how terrible all these cops are and how evil, corrupt the police system is, and how racist it is, and so on. But I do feel like the movie kind of is lacking a bit of bite. You know what I mean? All the same. Interesting. Like it does feel kind of like lib-brained a little bit, not because he has to kill a bunch of cops, but because like I don't know. It just doesn't. I was just expecting something a little bit more disreputable.
Sure.
And in a sense, and because of that, more reputable. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I like genre movies to be somewhat exploitative, be somewhat transgressive, because I feel like that kind of can maybe sometimes result in a stronger message or stronger point.
Well,
and this one felt a little like wishy-washy.
That's disappointing to hear, because I haven't seen any of his movies since Green Room. But that's part of like what made Green Room
exactly right.
kick ass, was that it was kind of like unapologetic and quite nasty and mean in a lot of ways.
Yeah, but you know, and it's not like he has to keep making the same movie over and over again. No. But you know, it was a little disappointed. Still, like, not a bad movie. Sure. Necessarily.
Was it better than the Jeffrey Wright versus the Wolves one?
I didn't watch that. Did you watch that?
No, I haven't seen it.
I did not watch that. No. I didn't really even know that existed. But now that you say that, I do remember. And
is that actually what it was?
Yeah, the idea of Jeffrey Wright like fighting wolves is very appealing to me.
It's quite funny.
He's one of our greatest actors.
Was it actually Jeffrey Wright?
Yeah. I know. I've seen I remember the poster. It's like he's in a parka and he's like, it's cold.
He's fighting a wolf.
I have to fight these wolves. I've been on that Preston Sturges kick, so I watched Hail the Conquering Hero. Okay. I think it's one of his best. Wow. I think it's definitely one of the best. Very funny, very cynical. You know, to make these like kind of movies during wartime or just after wartime or whatever that are so cynical about like American nationalism and militaristic like death drive that like rules the American psyche. It's like he's just got balls like and it's also very funny, and also like I can see why it would rouse people up, because it's he's obviously like I say, very cynical about America and what it stands for, but also like you can't make a movie like this without loving America too, like what it could stand for, how it should be. And very funny. I at this point I'm just gonna watch all his movies. I'm getting there. Not all of them are good though. So I've heard. But this I think is one of the best for sure. Let's see here. Oh, some shorts like Open Mic Solitaire and Optical Poems, like experimental shorts. Good stuff. Oh, okay. Rapture or Arrebato, Spanish movie that from Ivan Zulueta, I think his name is, from 1979. This is another movie that's on that They Shoot Pictures list that's maybe only been on there more recently, that I've been meaning to see for quite some time. It's a movie about, it's sort of a horror movie. It's sort of a druggy movie. It's sort of a incomprehensible, hypnotic fever dream movie. But it's never too much of one of those things. And it's also just more than anything, an extremely uncomfortable movie, not because it's like so radically transgressive, but just that it's like a kind of a difficult sit. Like I saw someone online calling it like sitting in an uncomfortable chair for like 2 hours. I don't even know what to even say about it, like plot wise, just that like it's about heroin addiction. It's about cinema addiction, and it is obviously contrasting those quite a bit, but in a way that is not cringy and obvious all the time. It's the kind of movie I think you'd recommend to someone and they'd be like, wow, this is going to be a real trip. And then like it is a trip, but not like, not
in the way you'd expect.
Not in the way you'd expect.
Cool.
Not in the way people think where they're going to be like, whoa, like this is so fucked.
Psychedelic visuals, crazy stuff.
It's a trip because it's genuinely weird.
Interesting.
It's weird and off-putting. And the ending I found to be really, really captivating and terrifying in a way I wasn't expecting. That had a lot of like, resonance for me. And I guess also politically as well, because this is a movie that's like coming out near the end of the Franco regime. And that's something I don't know a whole lot about, except that I know that it was very restrictive in terms of censorship as well. And this is the time when Spanish cinema was kind of like flourishing. And then leads directly into Almodovar, who was like, does a voiceover in this movie and is like clearly really into this movie because he takes a lot of stuff from it.
Interesting.
Anyway, great movie. I think you should watch it. I could lend it to you.
That'd be great.
But again, it's it's not necessarily. It's a prickly, uncomfortable trip. Like it also made me want to do heroin. I'm not going to, but it did make me think about like I bet that feels really good.
Well,
even though it's like ruins these people's lives. Yeah.
As a weird, off-putting, prickly guy, I'm color me interested.
Yeah.
Also, lend me any Matt Farley's you have.
Oh yeah,
I've
for
never
sure.
seen
There's a specific order you should watch them.
Okay.
I can definitely help you with that as well. I watched some Betty Boops. Lots of good Betty Boops. A couple of racist ones. There's gonna be some of those. And the DVD just has a play all button, so you're just like, well, here we are. Like, and you find out right away. You're like, oh no,
Betty,
Bimbo, no, Betty, no. Bimbo, don't do that to your face. And I watched. We were hanging out with Maxim. He's in town, and we went to our friend Saul's place and watched Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the '70s one, which neither of them had seen. Cool. And I was like, "Oh, this will be fun," because they've never seen it. They don't know the ending, And it was fun. I think they both enjoyed it. It had been maybe 4 years since I saw it. I saw it in the pandemic, which was a great pandemic movie as well.
Sure, yeah.
And was happy to see it again post Donald Sutherland's death.
R.I.P.
Donald Sutherland's timely passing. I was going to say untimely death. It's like
he led a long life.
90 years old. And then I did watch Ratcatcher, which I liked quite a bit.
Yeah.
I see why maybe it didn't resonate with you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like Lynn Ramsey quite a bit. And it was interesting watching it after not liking Andrew Arnold's Bird because this... Like, I get people's reaction to it, like, oh, it's such a difficult movie. It's so grim. It's so glum. And, like, why would you want to watch this movie about a poor people running around in garbage all day? And it's like, well, if you're asking those questions, like, what answer do you want, really? Like, haven't you already made up your mind about the kinds of movies you want to watch, right? If you're like, I don't want to watch a movie about these pores, I had seen the moment from the film, the famous moment where in the middle of the film where he goes to the new developments and he sees he's in the unfinished house and he sees the window and the field that is framed in the window.
Yeah.
And he jumps out and the camera moves out into him. And I had seen that and I wish I hadn't seen it. I wish that moment hadn't been spoiled for me.
Right.
But I'm watching it in the context of the movie and it's so powerful. It's so beautiful that I almost cried.
Wow.
I just finally kind of seeing it in the context of the film. It's like, and the return to that at the end, there's this kind of double ending, right? Which I think is done very well with the grim ending and then the potentially happy ending. And then you go back to the grim ending for the credits as if to say, this is the dream of this is the failed dream of the boy drowning in the river.
Right.
I don't know. I just thought it was, I like that sort of lyricism and, it's kind of Malickian if you want to, but of course what you'll say is Malik my balls. And you'd be
and
right
I wouldn't
to say
be wrong
that.
to do so.
You'd be right to say it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I like Lynn Ramsey too. I'm a big, we need to talk about Kevin fan.
We do need to talk about Kevin later.
Kevin O'Leary.
Homicidal boat maniac. We need to talk, we need to talk about Kevin O'Leary, homicidal boat maniac. It's an alternate title.
Yeah. And it's not like I disagree with you about any of the images or the performances or the settings or some of the little like magical realist moments that happen.
There's only a few though.
Yeah. But the movie itself, I remember watching it with my mom and we both just weren't particularly, it wasn't as impactful for some, maybe because, she especially, grew up in worse situations in communist Romania. And we were just kind of like, we would have aspired to those trash-filled Scottish streets,
Yeah. I led too happy of a childhood, so maybe when I'm watching, I'm like, wow, it really is tough out there for other people.
Yeah.
But you're like, like in Romania,
yeah,
I would have killed to play in trash.
Yeah. Well, I remember like, visiting after we'd already moved to Canada, but visiting a few years later and like still only having like a small window to shower in when there was hot water in the building and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't take away from like, the beauty of the cinematography and what she was doing visually. But for one reason or another, it just wasn't as emotionally impactful. And maybe part of it was also, from what I remember, a lot of the characters aren't very like sympathetic. A lot of them are kind of like hardened by their reality and stuff like that.
And, but there are moments of joy. It's not some dour.
No. There's a lot more moments of joy than you would expect when you go into a Lynn Ramsey movie called Ratcatcher. Like there's actually a lot of like sweet moments between the main boy and then that girl he also befriends.
Yeah.
Who's also like the local prostitute for like teen boys.
Yeah.
Like it's a strange movie, and
it is.
It's not that I dislike it. Like I just checked, I gave it 3 stars on Letterboxd. Like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching it, but it didn't move me. It didn't.
Yeah.
And maybe on rewatch, I would appreciate a bit more of like more of the details. But
I think too, it's definitely one of those movies that feels like it's had quite a bit of influence.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of movies like that now,
for sure, yeah.
But maybe in 99 or 2000 or so, like less so, right?
I prefer the Gen Alpha remake Gatcatcher.
Gatcatcher, yeah. He's running around catching.
It's about the Rizzler running around like a a North
grabbing people's
English,
asses.
Scottish kind of, yeah.
He is ass height.
Rizzler.
Yeah, you see,
Ass
so
height.
Alex keeps sending me posts of the Rizzler, right?
Okay.
And there are these posts where it's like, or I saw one where it's like the Rizzler going back to school.
Yeah, that was so funny.
That's so fucked. And he puts on a backpack, and you're like, oh yeah, he's just a little kid.
8 or 7 or
Yeah,
whatever.
he's a child, and he has to go back to school. He's not gonna. What's he gonna learn in school? He's gonna learn maths or some bullshit. He's famous. He's already made it.
Yeah,
he's already made it.
Blew up over one summer.
Yeah, like what is he gonna go back and do? What? Like, and are kids gonna love him? Are they gonna bully him? Like, what's his life like? I don't know.
No doubt terrible. I'm sure.
Do you think, or do you think it's great?
A bit of both, maybe high peaks but really low valleys.
Yeah, maybe people are too intimidated to be his friend.
That's possible. Maybe he's already getting laid.
Gross, Alex. That's gross.
Yeah, you're right. He is a child, but he's the Rizzler too. Like how's he claiming the Rizzler?
Well, maybe
he
there's
just took that name.
There's going off of your disgusting point, I would think there's probably a May-December situation going on. Sorry, that's not funny.
You took some of the heat off of me.
Yeah, I did. I did that for you. I am like Jesus in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay. As we established, Alex grew up in a Romanian garbage dump.
Yep.
So watching the Scottish garbage dump, not particularly pulling on the heartstrings there.
Some people have all the luck.
Yeah, I grew up with a silver spoon in my mouth in Spoon Island, Silver Spoon Island, St. Andrews, New Brunswick, and we looked down on Garbage Island.
Yeah,
and all the poor Romanians who had been immigrated there.
Poor tall alien Romanians.
Yeah. And one other movie, Beetlejuice.
You saw Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
Beetlejuice?
I did.
You did?
I did. Now, let me tell you why. I pampered myself yesterday. I got a hotel room for myself. I had the conference the next day. I'm like, what can I do? I'm not going to sit around in the hotel room all day.
Yeah.
So, I was downtown. I went to Yonge and Dundas. I thought, you know what? I'll see this Beetlejuice movie, right?
This is crazy. We literally watched the 300 movies so we wouldn't have to watch Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. It was okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen a Tim Burton movie so he hasn't made a movie since Dumbo.
Right.
I didn't see Dumbo.
Okay.
I haven't seen one of his I didn't see Miss Peregrine's Home for R-Word Children. I didn't see any of that stuff.
We had to watch Charlie for the pod.
We had to watch Charlie for the pod. I saw the Alice in Wonderland movie. I saw part of it and then I had to turn it off. I was on a plane. I literally did the men raw dogging the flight thing instead of
watching.
I took a nap instead of watching it.
Those movies are brutal.
This movie has practical stuff in it.
Okay.
It has a practical feel to it. But at the same time, it's like all these other movies. It's slop. It's remember this, remember that.
Nostalgia
slop.
core.
Yeah. But there's some fun stuff in it. There's some spooky, silly stuff in it.
Okay.
There's some fun. Let me do a quick franchise ranking for you. Number 1, Beetlejuice. Number 2, Beetlejuice.
Well, maybe we'll have to do it on the pod now.
No.
And you'll have to rewatch it.
No, no, I don't want to.
This is what you get.
No, we're never doing it.
Integrity.
No, we're never doing it. Well, I didn't tell you I'm not ever going to watch it.
But I feel like you did.
We just decided, we don't want to watch it.
Yeah, let's
and
do
then
300 instead.
Well, I was looking at what was I going to watch? I was at the Yonge and Dundas. I was like, what am I going to watch?
They weren't showing some like old anime or something?
No. They were showing The Matrix. I almost went to see The Matrix.
Should have just gone to see The Matrix.
I've seen The Matrix a bajillion times, Alex. I've seen The Matrix a bajillion times.
You're like...
I've seen it so many times.
You're swinging like a little mason jar, like beer mug. Like
I'm swinging it. I'm drunk on this bubbly.
Yeah.
I've seen The Matrix a million times.
And you're like pink work shirt.
Yeah, I know. I'm untucked. I got still have my work shoes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because my socks smell.
Right.
Yeah. I've been in the training all day. What? She kept saying what?
Wait a minute. How many times did you just say Beetlejuice?
Oh, no.
Oh, the juice is loose.
Hey, everybody. Hey.
Oh, my God. It's Michael Keaton.
Hey, how you doing? We're both Michael Keaton. Hey, how you doing?
I loved you in Birdman.
Yeah, hey, Birdman, more like bird brain. Hey, that's what he says. I'm Beetlejuice. Hey, take a look at my dick.
I'm sad Gina Davis wasn't in this movie.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, doctor, can you look at my balls? Could you look at my beetle balls?
What's going on?
Hey, Morty. Beetlejuice is just Rick and Morty. You ever think about that?
Kind of looks like Rick.
Hey, Morty. I'm Beetlejuice.
Hey, Winona.
Hey, I'm Beetlejuice Rick. Right? It's just Rick. It's just Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Winona Ryder is
Winona
Morty.
Ryder's there. Jenna Ortega's there.
She's also Morty.
Willem Dafoe is there for some reason.
He's Morty.
He's more of a Rick, honestly. Yeah. There's another kid. There's Monica Bellucci, who's Tim Burton's wife for some reason.
Wait, in the real world?
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know.
Oh,
I know.
man.
Yeah.
From Vincent Cassell to...
Yeah.
Wow.
Tim Burton. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that truly sucks.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I thought a lot about it during the movie.
Yeah.
I thought a lot about it. Yeah. Catherine O'Hara. Yeah. Jeffrey Jones not there. He was canceled, and so his character gets killed. He gets eaten by a shark.
Good. Because that's what I think should happen to those PDF files.
PDF files? That's funny.
That's what they call them to avoid getting like demonetized on social media and YouTube.
Shit. That shit bothers me so.
know.
We're just avoiding talking about the Bad Boys movie now, aren't we?
Yeah, quite literally.
Talking about PDF files.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neither of them are. But Will Smith did something almost as bad as being a pedophile.
This is true.
He slapped Chris Rock.
Yes, he did.
And it's about gosh darn time that we talk about it.
Well, we've talked about it, and originally we were going to have a friend of the pod, Joel, on the program.
That's right.
To talk about it, give us an analysis from Will Smith's point of view, because we've talked a lot about, Chris Rock, the shock, the danger presented to him. Yeah. But not a lot of people are putting themselves in Will Smith's shoes.
That's true. And I think Joel is unique for that because he is not only just a comedian and then therefore can identify with Chris Rock. Joel is also an actor.
Yeah.
And can identify with Will Smith.
Ergo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also a rapper.
Ergo.
Yeah. Ergo.
He's also the Fresh Prince of what neighborhood does he live in?
Toronto. Yeah, but no, he grew up somewhere in Ontario.
Right.
Ontario.
Okay.
Joel gave us a voice note. We can play that maybe after we've talked about it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Okay, Bad Boys.
No, but let's talk about the slap because what's more because okay, listen. This is not only the first franchise we've done with William Smith. Is that right?
Why were we talking about the slap? Oh, because Chris Rock was in Spiral.
Chris Rock was in Spiral. Yes. That's right.
So we
Chris
really
Rock
haven't done
was in
anything
Spiral,
with
wasn't
Will
he?
Smith.
No, we haven't. And it's important. These three, they're the two movies, the Bad Boys 1 and 2, eons before the slap. The third one, the slap is a glimmer in his eye. You in certain shots, you can see the potential for the slap.
Yeah. Computer enhance Will Smith's face in this frame.
Yeah.
You can see it reflected in his eye.
You can see it. Yeah, you can see it. But it's not there yet. This movie, this is one of relatively few post-slap movies. This movie just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a while there, we were worried we weren't going to be able to find a legal movie download copy of it.
Yes.
But then, of course, we did.
Legal movie downloads always pulls through.
Yes.
That's why they're our sponsor.
Yes, absolutely. So during my beautiful spa day, my relaxing day, unfortunately, at the end of the day, I sat in the bed in a hotel in a beautiful view of downtown Toronto, and I watched on my laptop alone fucking Bad Boys, whatever.
Ride or
Die. Yeah.
Should have been Bad Boys for Life.
Should have been For Life, because For
with a
Life
4.
and Ride 3, or 3 Die. Right? Ride
Rid 3.
Rid 3. Die 3. 3 dice.
Yes.
Yeah. Fucking idiots, but whatever.
Hindsight is 2020.
That's hindsight is 3003 3 bad 004 boys.
Hindsight is 30/30.
Hindsight is 3 boys. and honestly, this movie could have also been called 3 Bad Boys.
Yeah, sure.
Like the John Ford film 3 Bad Men.
There are 3 of them.
Because Will Smith's, as promised at the end of Bad Boys For Life number 3, Bad Boys 3 For Life is my beautiful son is in the jail for all the killings he did, and he He killed a lot of people. There's a lot of people said bad things about my beautiful boy. He killed a lot of people. But we love him, don't we? And we do. And he's and they're
eating the cats.
Oh my God, I know. I wish he really. I mean, how great would it be if he just got assassinated yesterday, just for playing golf? Like, it would have been pretty fucking funny, right?
Yeah.
I
don't believe in violence.
They're stealing our bad boys, and they're eating them. They're eating all 3 of our bad boys.
They're bringing these people.
They So his frickin' son from the last movie is in this movie. What happens in this movie? I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I'm done with this franchise. It's stupid.
Joey Pants, his character who died, who was one of the people killed in Will Smith's son's massacre.
Yes. Killed by Will Smith's son.
Yep.
Yeah.
Directly.
He killed him.
Yeah.
Will Smith forgives his son for a lot.
His name's kind of dragged through the mud. They're saying he was corrupt and
stuff.
And
what is his name? That's right.
Captain Howard.
Oh, okay. I think
don't ask me his first name.
Jill.
Jill Howard, yeah.
Captain Ron Howard.
And his daughter, who's played by Rhea Seehorn, who's great in Better Call Saul, as Kim Wexler.
Right. She's got a small part in this.
Yeah, she wants to clear his name, and somehow Mike and Marcus get involved. And
somehow.
Marcus gets shot at the beginning and has like a near-death experience and like a coma vision where he sees Joey Pants and who says some prophetic shit.
He has a heart attack.
Oh, it's a heart attack.
Yeah, he gets shot at the end.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Will Smith shoots him.
Yeah.
It's
actually a lot like Clerks 3.
It is a lot like Clerks 3.
Now I think about it.
I mean, the beginning of this movie is kind of fun. Any of the fun or the joy in this movie is Martin Lawrence's movie. Similar to the
first one.
The first one, yeah, but the third one I thought Martin Lawrence was actually pretty funny in it. In this one, like, basically all the jokes are like, we're old. We're old and we're flabby and we can't
too old for this shit.
We're too old for this shit.
Literally that.
Yeah,
it's giving that.
I can't eat my Skittles anymore because of my heart attack and so on. I can identify with these things.
They're like rushing to get to Mike's wedding, and he takes a break to go to a convenience store where he promises to just get like one thing,
ginger ale to settle his stomach.
First of all, he buys a Schweppes, which I know is because of
that's a shame.
Product placement. But what kind of psycho gets Schweppes over Canada Dry?
Yeah, it's a shame. The company I work for is a Pepsi company, and so unfortunately I am forced to drink Schweppes.
Oh, that sucks.
And I would rather drink the general manager's cum. I would genuinely rather do that. I would rather drink his carbonated cum. I am not kidding. Hot, cold, whatever is worse. I would rather do it.
Put his cum in a soda stream and then just like blast.
There's one in the office. Yeah. There's one in the break room.
Okay, great.
And sometimes
you just need to gather enough of his cum.
Well, and sometimes it's there already. It's there fresh in the morning. He's first, and that's what makes it a good jam, right? Is that he's first in the morning, he fills up the cum, and when people are done, like, he fills it up again.
Yeah.
You don't just leave the coffee maker. You don't just like leave the coffee maker unbrewed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And he's doing it as an alternative for people who don't want Schweppes. They're like, listen, I know we're a Pepsi company. I know we carry Schweppes. Yeah. That's why I'm leaving out this soda stream full of my cum.
Yeah. And ginger to carbonation, right? It's a better ginger ale than Schweppes. Right? It's obviously not as good as Canada Dry. It's about on par with Verner's. I'm kidding. I like Verner's a lot. Verner's is really good.
Verner's
is really good. That's kind of a different thing, though. I mean, it's listen, it's great. They're all great. They're all great. I used to work at a deli. We used to get Verner's.
Verner's good.
That's good.
Verner's good.
It's good.
Also, soda stream full of cum, also good.
Yeah, it takes all types
to make the world go round.
Yeah, it's so true.
So somehow Mike and Marcus are pinned for a crime for being corrupt.
Yeah,
or
they're implicated in the fake corruption scandal, which is like goes all the way to the guy who's about to be the mayor or whoever, or Mr. Politician guy, played by Ian Gruffalo.
Ian Gruffalo.
Ian Gruffalo.
Yeah.
Mark Gruffalo's cousin. Younger brother.
Yep.
Younger cousin. Yeah, Ian Gruffalo, star of the film The Gruffalo, the animated film The Gruffalo. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's a children's film.
Oh, is it kind of like the Lorax?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. He's kind of like a big Lorax. He's like a Lorax, but he doesn't give a shit about the environment.
Right. I haven't seen that, but I've seen Gruffalo 66.
Yeah, yeah.
Vincent Gallo.
Yeah. Speaking of cum, speaking of $1 million cum, boy, oh boy, that's some cum you wouldn't want to put in a soda stream, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, you got to take care of that. Cum.
Yeah, you got to. Yeah, that's some stuff you keep in the
fridge.
In the science fridge that we all have.
Yeah,
with all your different biopsies and so on.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of jism you put in the Prometheus fridge, right? Where they put all the embryos.
Right.
Remember that? That was a better franchise than this one. I wish we could go back.
I
mean, actually, was it?
Pound for pound, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Longer.
I think I had more fun watching the Alien movies.
I did too. Listen. So two is wild. Two is you gotta watch two at least once. It's crazy.
Yeah.
One was kind of boring, unfortunately. 3 and 4, I don't think they're bad.
No, they're not. They're honestly not.
They're not bad. But they're just not. I just don't find them super interesting.
I'll tell you what I appreciated about this movie. So the directors, these two guys.
What are their names?
Adi and Bilal,
right,
or something like that.
Right.
So I'm sorry if that's wrong.
They're whipping around. They're doing some stuff.
They're doing stuff with the camera.
They like to do stuff.
They're trying to like do crazy camera moves, obviously in homage to like Michael Bay, but they're kind of doing different camera moves. Like they have a lot of like POV shots, like from the POV like of a gun or like a screen or a watch or stuff. Like it's kind of kooky.
Yeah, I was when Martin Lawrence looks and the POV shot from inside the watch looks up at him. I thought of Decision to Leave. Do you remember? Did you watch Decision to Leave?
I haven't seen that. No.
Well, never mind. Decision to Leave heads. You'll know what I'm talking about. I should post that on Twitter actually.
So I like that they were trying to kind of do their own kooky camera stuff.
It's alive. It's got a pulse.
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I also like that it captured just how hot and sweaty Miami is. That place, it gets up to like 90 Fahrenheit.
That is true. Yeah, that's true. It feels like it's in Miami. There's a sense of place, and one of the best things, really all that you need is a shot. I would say actually the first shot of the movie to be a sign that says Miami.
Yes.
Yeah. That's how you know where you are. That's a sign of a good filmmaker.
And that is important because many times I'm watching a movie and I'm like, I don't know exactly where this is in time or space geographically. And this movie, it takes pains to make sure that you're in Miami.
Yeah.
4.5 stars.
Yeah, you're in Miami. 4.5 stars. And speaking of time, where are we in time? It's post-slap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They reference it. Sort of.
Yeah.
Right? There's a scene where so one of the threads. So okay, Martin Lawrence is old. He's
had a brush with death.
He's had a brush with
style.
Death. Yeah, Dante style. He can't eat the sweets. Will Smith, his kind of character arc, if you want to call it that, in this is okay. Well, he's the player. He's finally getting married. It's finally time for him to settle down. He gets married to someone who is not one of the women he's been intimate with in any of the other movies.
New bitch, as they say.
Please. And night bitch is please, please. And so he is starting to get panic attacks because I guess he's got something to live for now.
Yeah.
And there's a scene near the end, where Martin Lawrence like slaps him a lot.
Yeah.
And listen, if you're the audience and you're watching this movie, I think you probably either witnessed the slap live on TV like we did, or at the very least you watched it over and over again on TV the next day.
Like we also did.
Everyone knows about the slap. So it is certainly an intentional reference to that, which is fine. It didn't make me laugh, but what did make me laugh is all of the times, similar to in Bad Boys 3-4 Life, when Will Smith is running with determination on the treadmill, watching the video of himself get shot, which is one of the funniest sings in the uproarious.
He's watching himself
Will
on
Smith.
Live Leak.
He's watching himself on Live Leak getting
Lit up.
lit up by his own frickin' son, by his bastard son. It's so fucking funny. And it cuts to him, and he's like, it's like an ad for like a sports drink or something. He's like, I gotta keep pushing through. I 1 foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And it's and you're thinking like, that's going to be him in a few years post slap when he's so embarrassed. Like. What's more embarrassing than getting your own death video on Live Leak? The slap video again and again and again. Every little inch of it. We've been over it, like the Zapruder film we've talked about, right? I've seen it more than the Zapruder film, and I watched the Zapruder film every single day. They took it down off Letterboxd because they were saying, Ben, you're logging it too much. You're logging it too much, and you're scaring people. So they took it down, cowards, right? And they took down the slap. I put up the slap is a few second. You can put up the Oscars telecast.
Yeah.
But I put up the Will Smith, Chris Rock slap incident, like the Zapruder film. They took it down.
They did,
because they said, "Oh, you're spamming our system by logging it 15 times a day. You couldn't possibly watch it 15 times." Well, I didn't watch it 15 times, Alex. I watched it 30 times. I'm trying to underplay it. So people think that I have a life, that I have a job. I'm trying to keep up appearances, right? I don't have a job, Alex. I don't work. You think I answer phones at a hotel? What kind of phony ass job is that? That's fucking ridiculous. You think I went to training today at some downtown hotel? Training for what? Training to what? To pick up a phone? Like a monkey in a zoo, like Coco the gorilla? You think I did that? No. What did I do today? I went and I watched the slap. I watched the slap video again and again and again, and I rubbed myself raw. Alex, watching the slap. Every little bit of it. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Oh, here comes Richard. The whole thing. Oh, Richard. Whack. Keep my goddamn wife's name out of your freaking mouth, you clown, he says. I watch it again and again. And Jada Smith rolling her eyes so hard you can hear it.
Yeah,
you can hear it. It goes like that. You can hear it. It's so loud. You can hear it in the video. You can't hear it in the regular video, right? You can't hear it in the regular video. But if you isolate the sound, you get sound engineers. You get sound mixers to isolate, enhance, and you can hear it. This is what that movie Rapture is about. It's about these cinematic moments, about getting sucked into the cinema. You can hear it as her eyes roll back in her head because he made fun of her alopecia, right? That's not very nice. And he said it's a G.I. Jane joke. It's a G.I. Jane joke. Like that's gonna mean anything, right? And oh god, yeah. It's just sorry. I just watched it too many times. I just watch it a lot. I've watched it a lot, and I think about it a lot. And honestly, people were saying lots of things. You could have killed him. Judd Apatow says. Helpful thing to say. Smart thing to say. Smart man.
Father of Mod.
Father of Mod. Father of the Mod Squad. Smart man. Judd Apatow. Paul Judd Apatow. Smart man. A normal thing to say, right? You could have killed him. And true. He could have killed him. If he had hit him a little bit harder, right? And Will Smith knows this because Will Smith trained to be Muhammad Ali in the film Ali. Probably his best performance. Will Smith can throw a punch, and if he had hit him with a closed fist, I guarantee it. Or one more slap.
Yeah, he could have slapped him to death.
Yeah. I guarantee it. If he had not calculated the strike thoughtfully, almost as if it were premeditated, he could have killed him. And he should have. Maybe he should have. Who am I to say? Who am I to say?
Not enough people are asking that.
Well, Judd Apatow was bullied and he took the post down because he's a coward, right? But he should post on the 5th year anniversary of the slap, like it's 9/11. He should post on the 5th year anniversary. He should have killed him. Just to see what, just to kind of ruffle some feathers.
Yeah.
Because he probably won't, but he should. Maybe he should. Maybe Maude should. Maybe on the 5th year of the slap, Maude Apatow, who is not busy, I don't think. Well, no, sorry, it's no shade. It's just, she's just not. I don't think she's. She's got time. She's got time. She should post on the 5th year anniversary. He should have killed him, and we'll see what happens then.
We'll see what Judd has to say.
We'll see what Judd has to say.
We'll see
what Judd has to say.
Drama.
It'll be an awkward Thanksgiving. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, all I'm saying is I don't think people will say other than he should have killed him, he could have killed him. Maybe he would have killed him, right? People are also saying I don't think I'll ever be able to watch a Will Smith movie again. I don't, which is hilarious, which really is really funny, right? Like I don't think I'll be able to, like, so many actors have done so many worse things than that. Yeah. I mean, what Will Smith did is certainly unprecedented,
yes,
and certainly extremely embarrassing for him.
Yes.
But I mean, there are actors who have raped and killed people who people are watching their movies, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
It was the extreme publicness of it.
Yeah. It was humiliating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
They lied because they all went to go see Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Bad Boys 4 Live.
Bad Boys 4 Ride or Die.
Bad Boys 4 3 Lied or Die.
Bad Boys Ride 4 Die.
Bad Boys Slap or Be Slapped. and there've been some other, so there was like that movie Emancipation, right? It was like a slave like drama that he was in.
Yeah.
Still called Emancipation? I don't think so. What's it called? I don't know, but not like a critically well-received movie.
No.
And then there's this, and then what else has he been in that's come out after that? After The Slap? I don't know. Not very many movies, right?
After The Slap.
So when people say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to see him again in the same light, those people are idiots, right? I watched this movie, and I saw him. I saw Will Smith in an entirely new light, right? But not in a way that takes away from the film. In a way that adds so much to this film.
Enhances.
This is a film where Martin Lawrence gets his arm eaten by an alligator. and I saw that and I was like, I don't give a shit. That's boring baby shit. Every time Will Smith is not good in this movie, I don't think. This is Martin Lawrence's movie. Martin Lawrence is like funny and charming in this movie. Will Smith feels like he is
dead.
It feels like he is dead on his feet.
Yeah.
It feels like he forgot how to play Mike Lowry, who obviously he didn't have a whole lot of character necessarily in the other movies compared to Martin Lawrence, who's doing like more of a shtick, right?
Yeah, just a playboy.
But he feels kind of like a shell of a man,
Kinda, yeah.
And it's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny. Whenever he's having a panic attack and it flashes to his wife or whatever, you're like, that's not what he's thinking about.
No.
He's thinking about the slap. He's thinking about embarrassing himself on live TV in front of an audience of.
Shouldn't have slapped Chris Rock. He has like a Brad Garrett voiceover and said,
I shouldn't have done that.
Everybody loves Chris. Nobody loves Will.
Nobody loves Will. Yeah. Oh, I did a stupid thing. Yeah. No, I mean, oh God, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
If Nico doesn't clip that, I'm gonna slap him.
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to scare people. I don't want to scare people with how much I think about the slap. It's just so funny. It's just so funny.
Yeah.
I just wish I could watch it again for the first time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about moments that you could relive? Do you know when you're on your deathbed, like, tomorrow, the next day, maybe a few years from now, when you're on your deathbed, you're choking back phlegm and blood and so on.
My organs are failing.
Your organs, yeah, one by one, or maybe all at once. Yeah. And you're thinking about all of the mistakes, all the regrets you had in your life, all the things you wish you could do over for the first time. The loves you lost. The friends you betrayed. All of the people you wish you could have been closer to, but for one reason or another, you were just too closed off for whatever reason. Whatever it is, right? And you think about just if I could just experience this thing one more time.
Yeah.
And for me, it's watching The Slap. Just one more time for the first time.
Probably do so many whippets in a row that you give yourself amnesia and like watch something with fresh eyes again.
You think so?
I think if you did enough whippets.
I've never done whippets.
I don't think I have either.
Isn't it bad for you?
Yes.
I don't know. Ketamine is good for you, so I think we should do that instead.
But ketamine doesn't make you forget. It unlocks all the power of your brain. It unlocks the other.
I don't know. It kind of makes you forget that you're like around. It makes you dissociate, which is sort of like forgetting. I think similar to the time when I did the ketamine and watched all the videos about Ellen being canceled for how mean she is, right. And I sort of became Ellen DeGeneres, which was like a very formative experience for me.
Started dancing.
Yeah, dancing and just being cruel to all my employees. I think if I watched The Slap enough times in a row while under the influence of a strong dissociative, a strong sedative, I think I could probably experience what it was like.
Wow.
Not to be Will, not to be Chris, not even to be Jada, right? Not to be Matt Damon in the room, not to be Denzel in the room who talks to Will partway through and says like probably some sort of spiritual stuff, right? Because I'm pretty sure he said something like, like that's the devil acting in you. You're not like that. You're better than that. Not any of those people, but just to be, and I think this is attainable, Alex. I think this is attainable to experience ego death and to become one with the universe, to shed your physical form and to become mere particles in the air. Particles floating in the air in the Oscar auditorium that are moved, pushed aside, right? Do you ever think about that? About what it would be like to have some sort of experience, to feel what it would be like to be a molecule, right? Being pushed by the force of a hand or gravity.
Will slap.
By Will Smith's...
To have been an atom displaced by the slap.
Exactly. This is why Oppenheimer was so good. To see, just like, when you ever think about how ecstatic it would be to be like a fox running through the forest,
all the time,
like just pure instinct. It would be amazing. I bet it would feel.
The senses you would experience would be phenomenal.
It would be. Oh God, I hope I hope reincarnation is real.
That's what the afterlife is.
I hope
or to be a dolphin cutting through water.
I'm gonna fucking come. Oh my
God.
God.
Get my soda stream ready.
But more than anything, just to be the air moved aside in the swift sort of, the way that a strike is done in like a particularly well animated anime, whoosh, you know what I mean, with the motion trails, whoosh, like a Dragon Ball kick or something, wham, oh God, the ecstasy. Just think about it. My God,
it's truly, in the classic sense of the word, sublime.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Anyway, Bad Boys.
You know what?
Ride or die.
I don't think there's much more to say about it.
Well, to me, the only reason to watch this movie is to become closer to God. And to me, God is the video of Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah.
He could have killed him. Richard. Keep my wife's name out of your gosh darn mouth, you clown. That's what he kept. Why did he keep calling him a clown? That was because he's a comic, right?
Yeah.
And it was weird. He did because I think
listen here, funny man.
Yeah, right. The most off-putting part of the whole thing was when he got on stage and did his really bad Edward G. Robinson, where he's where he did one of those listen here, see, you're a clown, see.
Before slapping.
That was so weird. Because nobody in Hollywood really knows what that is, right? I don't know.
Not anymore.
Yeah, book 'em, boys. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say.
No,
about
what else
it.
happens? I don't. What else happens in these?
They have to clear their names, and they do it with the help of Mike's son.
They kill.
And Vanessa Hudgens has to trust him.
Poor Vanessa. Vanessa Hudgens' third build in this movie, basically doesn't exist in it.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's weird.
The scene with Reggie. Yeah.
Yeah. So these these two new ones, they're violent, right?
Yep. They are.
That's one thing they have going for them. Reggie, who I guess is like a ex-Marine or something. I don't know.
He's a Marine. He just got back from
Yemen. He says,
yeah.
Anyway, he's always trying to prove himself to the titular bad boys, and and they treat him like a kid, right? A little bit, even though they love him, and so on and so forth. He kills, and they say exactly how many people. He kills 15 people in a sort of straw dogs home invasion.
Yeah.
Which is
the corrupt people,
violent.
a corrupt SWAT team essentially shows up to assassinate him.
They send a kill squad, yeah.
And he gets a gun out of a little safe in his bedroom.
Yeah.
And proceeds to violently dispatch all of them while Mike and Marcus look on CCTV footage.
Yeah.
And it's insane.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends on his face too. I can't remember what the joke is.
It's a little odd, isn't it? Yeah, it's odd to end with him of all people. I guess. Well,
He's been the emotional core of.
I
all
guess
these
part of
movies.
this is the new generation of bad boys. So he definitely proves himself to be a bad boy.
Him
bad meaning good.
And Mike's son.
Mike's son proved himself to be a bad boy, bad meaning good. Even though he is more bad meaning bad than Reggie, who is bad in the sense that he's like kind of psychotic. Like he gleefully kills 15 people, but he does so
to protect his family.
Which I believe is every American's secret fantasy.
Family is everything.
Every American's fantasy is to go to the gun safe in their room
and
where every American's fantasy is to go to that safe and to get the gun and to kill the bad guy with a gun who's trying to kill their wife or their boy or whatever, right?
A home invader.
The home invader. But do you know what? In reality, the only time any American goes in and even opens that gun safe in the room is at the end of their life when they fucking blow their brains out.
Yeah,
that is so sad.
And also their families.
Or their and to be clear. To be clear, there's one of two options. The only time they use the thumb scanner to open up the freaking dumb safe, there's three options. It's when their kid actually does it and kills himself, right? Which happens all the time. Or it's when they kill themselves or when they annihilate their families. Yeah. And Reggie gets to live the dream. He gets to kill 15 people, rock hard the entire time. Yeah. But it ends with him at like a cookout or whatever. And
right.
And they're like, we're not going to let you cook chicken on our grill. We're the grill masters,
Yeah,
and then they're like, oh, he did kill 15 people. And then they're like, okay, here, let him do it. And then it ends on him his sort of sullen face turns into a beautiful smile.
Yeah.
It's a bit odd.
And then there's a post-credits scene of
I did not watch that.
You didn't watch it?
No, I had to jerk off.
So it's
it was time. I only had a few more minutes.
So it's in like BC times. And
what?
Yeah.
No, it's what?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're joking?
No.
Okay.
Marcus is walking with a donkey.
Oh.
Earlier in the movie, he says something like,
in a past life, you were my donkey and I was your owner. And I was a bad owner when you were a bad donkey. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like berating the donkey, and then the donkey in like Mike's voice goes like, "Fuck you, Marcus."
What?
Yeah.
Well, I'm rushing home to watch that.
Yeah, 5 stars.
Yeah.
I
don't know. Some other stuff happens. There's an alligator. Ian Gruffalo gets killed by an alligator.
Yeah. It's not.
Oh,
great.
there's the principal bad guy who's Nate's dad from Euphoria. The guy who has rough sex with Andrew Schaefer and the weird guy. He's the weird guy.
I haven't watched Euphoria.
Oh, okay. He's like the weird suburban dad who's like kind of got bad vibes.
Okay.
But is also a silver fox.
Hey.
Yeah.
I aspire to be that.
Oh, you should watch the show before you say that. You should watch the show before you say
what
that.
What have I done?
Yeah.
Should we hear a positive opinion on this movie?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Let me just get that for you. I dropped my phone, too, eh? And, this is an old phone. The freaking Touch ID button, the one button on the phone, literally there's one button on this phone, and it broke. And so now I have to use the accessibility feature, to like, it's fucking hard. It's hard.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's hard.
That's
My life
brutal.
is hard.
Yeah.
My life is hard.
You're like Ratcatcher.
My life is hard. When, I don't know if you remember this was a long time ago, but when Joel was here for Alien Resurrection, our 100th episode, spectacular, he mentioned to us, and we bleeped it, that he liked this movie. And so we weren't able to accommodate him because of our just desire to get ahead.
The drive.
The grind. And but we asked him for a voice message, and here it is. Get ready to listen to Joel's voice message about Bad Boys 4 Ride or Die Life.
Hello, listeners of the franchisees. I am deeply sad to not be able to come to the Bad Boys. What's this? Oh, Ride or Die. Bad Boys Ride or Die. That's what it's called. I am deeply sad to not be able to be on this episode so I can say, oh, Richard, come on, that was whatever Chris Rock says in response to keep my wife's name out of your fucking mouth. It was a G.I. Jane joke, or he's like, come on, that was a nice one. That's what he says after he said the G.I. Jane 2 joke. He says, come on, that was a nice one. And then he says, oh, Richard, laughs a bit, and then gets slapped in the face by the star of Bad Boys Ride or Die, William Smith. And also, in Bad Boys Ride or Die, he does, William Smith does get slapped around a bit by, I would say, the MVP of, I mean, the franchise, sure, but especially this movie, Martin Lawrence. I think Martin Lawrence gives maybe the best performance of his career in Bad Boys Ride or Die. I think making him deeply bizarre, because he started to tip into sort of like the therapy talk in like Bad Boys 2 and Bad Boys for Life, and in Ride or Die, I think it's hilarious that he just becomes kind of a whack job. He has a near-death experience and then starts being extremely strange. And the dream sequences in this movie, or his near-death experience sequences in this movie, are baffling and hilarious. I don't know how much of it is intentional. I think the filmmakers seem to get the franchise and are doing interesting things with it. But I just truly love the direction they've gone with Martin Lawrence's character, and I thought the albino alligator stuff was very funny as well. I think the villain is pretty boring. I think Will Smith is, fine in the movie, but I think it is an artifact for the Martin Lawrence of it all in that movie. I haven't rewatched it since the theater, but I laughed my damn ass off in that theater. And when Martin Lawrence slapped Will Smith, I was like, oh, is that a reference to the Oscar slap, where he did that to someone else? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, I hope they make Bad Boys movies for the rest of the time, because I'll be there. And I'm seeing Bob Dylan tonight. Or well, like the day that they're recording, I'm seeing Bob Dylan. Not the Timothée Chalamet version of Bob Dylan, the actual Bob Dylan. And maybe Timothy will come on stage with him. I don't know. Or maybe there will be a slap at the Bob Dylan concert. I don't know. I'm sorry if this is long. You can cut it out if you want. But anyway, thank you for listening, and God bless you. And thank you to the guys for playing this. Bye-bye.
Well said, Joel. I have to agree with him. It is Martin Lawrence's movie, like I said from the beginning.
Yep.
I think he's actually genuinely funny in it. Any bits of joy from this movie,
Martin Lawrence related.
It's Martin Lawrence, and I think similar to I think this movie is maybe less competent than the last one. The last one, the plot is stronger in the last one.
Sure.
This, to whatever extent, like who gives a fuck? But this one.
Would you say this is Martin Lawrence's best performance?
I hesitate. I don't know if I call myself a scholar of Lawrence necessarily. Let me think about that. I mean, offhand, I can't think of a better performance.
I can
think of better
movies.
I think Bad Boys 2 is a better movie. I think he's very funny in Blue Streak.
Yeah.
Blue Streak maybe is better, but I think he's actually really funny in when he wakes up from his like heart attack coma or whatever, and he goes on the top of the building. You see his ass. Oh, it's just funny. He's just his whole like serene kind of like I can't die thing. He's obviously having fun.
If you're like Ben, and if you think a man in a hospital gown with his ass out on the roof is funny, then yeah, I guess this is a very funny movie.
It is funny. What do you
you're
mean?
a fucking simpleton.
It is funny.
Oh, he was really good in Do the Right Thing.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, okay.
His first movie.
Yeah, but okay, sure. Listen, he's in better movies. He's in one of their best movies ever made. He's in Do the Right Thing. There you go. Here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Does Martin Lawrence being in Do the Right Thing mean that he's in a better movie than Will Smith? Is Will Smith in any movie that's better than Do the Right Thing? No, right? Look at Will Smith's filmography.
Yeah, 1 second. But off the top of my head, The Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
I say ironic things.
Crush a bit, roll a bit, roll a hit, take a hit, fucking to my hands of the wheel, driving
I'm
drunk.
on the pursuit
day and night. The lonely loner is as free as mine at night. At night. Day and night. Solo dolo. The lonely homer frees to drink a duff at night. Right?
Holy shit! It takes forever to get to his filmography on his
What?
Wikipedia page. I can't fucking.
What?
Just tell. What are some? Okay, better movie than Do the Right Thing.
Yeah, no, right?
All right. Yeah, it's not looking good. Shark Tale.
Shark Tale's up there.
Oh right, he was the genie in that in Guy Ritchie's Aladdin.
I haven't seen it. It's possible that's better than Do the Right Thing.
Who are you, apart being a blue cunt in a lamp? Because it's Guy Ritchie's Aladdin. To answer your question, no.
Wild Wild West. Okay, I'm looking at Will Smith's filmography. I'm going to tell you the good Will Smith movies. Are you ready?
Yeah.
There's not very many. Men in Black. Independence Day. Maybe.
Wild Wild West.
Bad Boys 2.
Wicked.
Enemy of the State.
Wicked Wild Wild West.
Ali.
Jim West.
And that's it. That's literally it. I'm not even freaking with you.
Well,
He's
shit.
really not in that many movies, honestly.
Yeah, I was surprised.
Yeah. Because the rest of these all would have asterisks next to them, I would say. That's pretty much it.
Wicked Wild Wild
I
West.
think his best performance is probably pretty easily, hands down, Ali. Although he is really good in the first Men in Black. He's playing closer to the Fresh Prince character, but he's great in that movie. But and he's really good in Ali. There's some ones I haven't seen. Enemy of the State, I think, is a really good movie. But that's pretty much it. So sorry, Martin Lawrence wins just by being in one good movie, and all of the rest of his movies probably are not good. Right?
Martin Lawrence, checkmate.
Yeah, he wins. Well, let's rate this movie.
Okay. How many slaps out of...
Martin Lawrence is in The Beach Bum, which is a good movie.
That is true. He was in The Beach Bum.
He's funny in
right.
that movie.
Yeah, he is good. And honestly, I'd rather hang out with Martin Lawrence than with Will Smith.
My God, how could I forget? Martin Lawrence with Eddie Murphy in the movie Life.
I've never seen it.
It's good.
It used to be on TBS a lot.
Yeah, it's actually good.
Okay.
It's actually funny and sweet. It says a lot about the prison system. It's great. It's actually a good movie.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, you should watch that.
Martin Lawrence wins.
Yeah. Take that. Sorry, how many slaps out of how many slaps?
5, I guess, like the 5 fingers of the slap.
Okay. Listen, man, this isn't a bad movie. It's just not a particularly interesting movie.
Yeah.
It's like, do you have to give a movie that's not bad 3 stars? I guess you don't, right? Do you give it 2 stars, makes it sound like there's something wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. If anything, it reminded me of that time that, do you remember when he slapped Chris Rock on the Oscars? It reminded me of that quite a bit.
Yeah.
Which brought back fun, Proustian sense memories.
Sure.
And I had a little laugh.
Yeah.
So 5
I had a
stars.
little laugh.
I had a little laugh. I gave it the late great Hannibal Lecter.
It was beautiful.
I did give it 5 stars.
Okay.
I got to give it 5 stars.
You give me 5 slaps out
Yeah,
of
I'm gonna give it 5 slaps.
out of slap.
Slap.
Yeah,
slap,
boom.
slap.
Boom.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 5 booms out of slap. I'm gonna give it SLAP slap.
I'm going to give it 5
How many-
Rizzlers out of AJ Bufumo divided by Big Justice.
Okay, great.
No, I'm going to give it 2 slaps out of 5.
All right, 5 slaps.
And I think it's a perfectly, like you said, it's like it's a perfectly fine 2 slap movie. I think you're going to put it on and you're going to get your 2 slaps worth.
Yeah.
And
get your slaps worth. That all a movie can really do these days is give you your slaps worth.
I'm RJ Slapsworth.
I'm RJ Slapsworth.
I'm an oil man.
This is my son and partner Slapsworth. his little slap happy son.
Yeah.
Slap happy. We didn't call Will Smith slap happy.
You're doing it now.
I
He's
am
slap
doing it
happy.
now.
Yeah, like I don't know. I didn't like these movies all that
I
much.
slap your cheek. I slap it up.
My hand reaches across the room.
My hand pushes the bend particles across the room. Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, like I don't know.
Slappage.
Yeah.
I slap it up.
I don't like these movies.
I hear
all that much.
your wife's eyes rolling in her head.
I hear your wife's eyes rolling in her head is such an unhinged thing to say to anyone. You should say that to someone who has a wife at some point.
Get him liquored up. Take him to the slap tree dance. Slap him up. Slap him up. Take him.
I love this.
Slap him up. Sorry. Slap him up. Take him to the beach tree dance.
Yeah. This has just become like
I
There Will Be Blood with slap.
This, you remember the last Bad Boys episode is stupid too, right?
Yeah.
It's probably the stupidest episode we've ever done.
Right.
And now it's this one.
I do recall that.
Now
yeah.
it's this one.
I've slapped my child.
I slapped my boy. I slapped my child. Daniel, stop slapping me.
True, yeah.
I say, get him. We'll slap him up. Take him to the slap tree dance. We'll slap him up. Slap him to the slap.
I've slapped him.
It's just every word. Because we know at the end he says, "I'm finished."
Yeah.
And you can just say slap. slap. Instead of bastard in a basket, slappy in a slap, right? We can just keep, we can just say it. We can just slap again and again. We can slap and slap and slap.
This is by far the most demented tangent.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, man. We're doing Human Centipede next. Did you know? Did you know what we're doing next?
Yeah.
We're doing the late great Human Centipede.
They're eating our Human Centipede. They're eating our Rottweiler centipedes.
In Springfield, Ohio, they're attaching people. They're taking 3 people. They're taking 2 beautiful girls and a Japanese man, and they're sewing them ass to mouth, and they're eating each other's shit.
What do you rank these movies? It's pretty obvious. It's Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
It's Bad Boys either Ride or Die or For Life, and then it's Bad Boys 1.
Do you think Bad Boys 1 is the worst one?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. From the worst. Jeez. Okay. Here's my ranking. Bad Boys 3, Bad Boys 4. These are all kind of on the same level for me.
Yeah, totally.
Then above that, Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
Above that, The Slap. And above that, There Will Be Slap. The movie that we're currently workshopping right now.
There's Slappy Blood.
Starring Daniel Day-Lewis, Paul Dano, Will Smith, Chris Rock, Jada Pinkett Smith,
John Cena,
yeah, The Rizzler, AJ, Big Justice, Hawk Tua's co-host, Bill Maher.
Perfect. The perfect cast.
Yeah.
It's airtight.
Yeah.
Like a Human Centipede.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of what other lines do they say in There Will Be Blood?
Bring on spooky season.
This! Why haven't I slapped this?
What is this? Why haven't I slapped this?
Why haven't I slapped this? Who slaps this land?
That's the bandy track.
We're doing Human Centipede.
And then we're going to do slaps.
And I'm not looking forward to this series. I think these movies will be bad and dumb and boring rather than gross and fun.
We've already recorded one episode.
We have already watched one of them, so I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah. Well, I've seen 2 and you haven't.
Does 2 get a whole lot better?
2's a lot more gross, and it's up to you if you find it fun.
Interesting.
I watched
Curious.
it with people. It was more
You did?
fun.
Who did you watch it with?
Sam and then our other friend Sean.
Oh, nice.
Sean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Don't watch it alone.
I have to. Who would I?
Catherine. Sucker Catherine into it.
I probably could.
Yeah,
I just don't have time. I don't think I have time.
Fuck.
Because I have to do it before work. It's weird time. It's weird hours. You know?
Yeah, true.
All right. Well,
All right.
I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Happy Slaptober, everybody.
Happy Slaptober. Yeah.
Slappity slap.
Slappity slap. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a slap man. This is my slapping son.
RJ Slapsworth.
Lady, let me try. I gotta say it without laughing. I gotta say it without laughing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree I'm a slap man. This is my shit. God damn. This is my son. This is my son and slap partner, slappy pappy. This is my, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree I'm slap happy. This is my son and partner, slap pappy.
Slappy pappy.
Paul F. Tompkins, Mr. Slapview, come back, Mr. Slapview. I'm sure you'll agree I'm slap man.
It was a G.I. Jane joke.